Class 12, this is a new chapter, controlling. Now, you all know that a management is not a single step function. That is, to manage the business organization, it is not a single step function, but it is a process oriented. Now, the basic step for managing a business starts from planning. First, the organization needs to plan where it want to land up at the end. What are its goal? What commodities to produce? How many people to employ? All these things. So they plan the organizational goals prior, and then the working starts. Then they have to organize. Organize means who will be heading, how many team members will be there, who will be the superior, who will be the subordinate, and the things are sorted out. Number 3 is staffing. Now, staffing is required because the work has to be done with the service of humans, with the service of labor. So, staffing is the next activity. So, recruiting takes place. The person best suits for the job is gets the employment. So, all the stages they have to pass in order to finally get total employment in the company. Then comes directing. So, who will do what? What is organized according to the organized planned manner? The direction should takes place. So, and the last step is controlling. So, first is the organization makes a plan where the organizational objectives are laid down, how it want to achieve, where it want to land up in future. Then comes organizing. Organizing means to structure out the entire work, to give a framework, or you can say to give a proper way to the idea. Then comes staffing, recruiting different people, directing, directing them how to do the work, and finally comes controlling. So this is the last stage of management, managing any kind of job. And today we will focus in our study why controlling is important. Now, suppose a planning of producing output 5000 unit is done. It is a planned output, but the actual output suppose came out 4000 unit. So the business which thought of producing 5000 unit and gain a profit have actually produced 4000 units at the end, they can see, and the profit from selling 4000 unit will be less. So we can also say that the target has not been achieved. The actual output varies from the planned output. So from the planning, there are chances that the actual performance of the organization may get deviated. Now, deviation can be positive as well as negative. This is a kind of negative deviation I am talking about. Instead of producing 5000, when you produce 4000, the organization makes less profit. So, it's a kind of negative deviation. And there can be multiple reasons for such deviation. Maybe the laborers are not putting their entire effort to work more. Maybe the machines are not working. Maybe the raw materials are not there, so 5000 unit couldn't be produced. Maybe the direction is not given in a proper manner, so there is fault in the result. All these things. So there can be negative deviation. And if the functioning is too much efficient, there can be positive deviation. That means instead of 5000 units, planned units, the actual unit came out, production is 6000. So from the planned profit, the actual profit has increased, which is a good thing. We call it positive deviation. Deviation means how much from the planned target the difference is occurring. Now, controlling is done to minimize all these deviations. Now, when there is positive deviation, that means you are getting benefit than your planned targeted goal, then it is good for the organization. You will definitely want such deviation in future also. So, controlling team, what they do, they analyze that what has resulted, what good thing has resulted for which they are able to get such positive deviation. Then they will continue this type of, they will want such deviation in future also because it is a good thing. So they will study the cause that has led to the result positive deviation. But what is the when the company needs to think about when there is some negative deviation? That means from the planned target you are not able to achieve the planned target, when the profit is decreasing for certain reason. So the controlling team need to analyze that why, what is the cause behind such negative deviation, and they also need to take some corrective measures to reduce such deviation, to reduce such error, and in order to take the path again back to their desired goal. So now I will brief up, I have already explained, I will brief up what is controlling. So controlling means when any organization moves out of track, that means they are unable to achieve their planned target and the actual performance deviates from their planned performance, then there is a problem. Now what is the problem? When the deviation occurs in a negative way, when the profit gets hampered, then the controlling team has to analyze the cause of such failure, analyze the cause of such negative deviation, and needs to take certain corrective measures in order to bring about the path way back to the original. So controlling team has to analyze why such negative deviation occurred, take some corrective measure and return back to the desired path. And also, if some positive deviation that is good for the organization has occurred, they will not bring it back to the original path because this is way better than their planned target. But they will analyze the cause here also in order to know what is behind such positive result of the organization and want to repeat such cause later in future. So in just controlling is a step of management where the deviation from the planned target is analyzed and corrective measures are taken in order to again change the organization towards a path where the desired goal can be achieved if any deviation has occurred.